Welcome back to Newbee Rumble's inspections. Now with some more vehicles to look at. The Baneling, interesting story behind it. Kind of happened to have some technical difficulties with the .blueprint and .blueprint backup thing. Oh Jesus. Is that all paint? Okay, it's painted. I thought for a moment that was disconnection rules. Right. What do we have here? No chair.
I,
Interesting.
I I feel like he has watched the new video of Ohm.
Maybe. Okay, we've got 500mm cannons with way more than needed recoil absorption, interestingly. Okay, so now the big question is, it is not visually clipping. Where the hell is this barrel going? Oh, it's down all the way here. I am not sure if we should let that count.
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, okay, it is at least elevated up all the way. So we can let it go, I guess. Right, what else do we have here? We've got some, that looks to be, yeah, interceptors. Nice. Always good to have them. Another turret on the back. Some interesting hull shaping here. Oh well.
Hello.
Hello, hello. We do have, I see smoke. Laser wanders too. So yeah, it really appears that people learned from lasers doing so well last time. Processing power seems completely fine on this one. Yeah, some more smoke on the back, probably just to protect the turrets. And speaking of, let's have a look at them. Horizontal loader placement. Interesting. Especially this last loader over here, which just goes up. And then we've got some vertical loaders on the side too, which are 3 clip, I believe. So we have 3 clip, 2 clip, no clips. Yeah, very interesting turret design, I must say. It is a 3-meter turret base and it does have firing restrictions. It's probably pretty helpful.
This is a hybrid, like, burst fire, sustained fire thingy.
It's a very weird gun, at least. I have no idea what that might bring. Well, squash head, so we've got some hash going on here. Fairly slow shells. But what's the damage like? That's actually not too bad. Guess we'll see how it performs in a moment. Okay, those are projectors. It does have an AA mantlet, so it can hit airships if need be. What else do we have? Superstructure is probably always interesting to look at. Some munition warners and some lamps too, okay. We have the ammo separated by heavy armor. Okay, it's a square corner. Just a way to save weight, I guess. Then we have this massive wall of torpedo interceptors. Not gonna be hit from below, I guess. More ammo being placed relatively far forward and with relatively little armor. No heavy armor around it, apparently. air pumps are placed in a very interesting manner, I must say. With this one being not mirrored or anything. Oh well, it's gonna be fine. Then we've got wireless receiver for the AI, which is over here. How many AIs do we have? One. Interesting usage of a wireless receiver.
What?
The wireless receivers over here. I probably would have just done that with connectors, but
You
if it
could have
works,
like rotated by 90 degrees.
it is a very weird layout for an AI. But I mean, if it works, then we've got this
Sure. Yeah.
engine superchargers. Should be enough power to move the ship. Yeah, I don't see any repair bots or propulsion facing downwards, so I guess it's
Oh,
fine in
sorry.
that department. Yeah, without much further stuff, I guess we'll just return to beating up marauders. I should probably also set the range settings back to the correct one. What was it, 2000 meters? Yeah. There we go.
Oh, what's that turret on the top?
This one right here. Oh, I think it's just lamps though, yeah. It's lamps facing directly at the enemy.
Cool.
The interceptors are also on a turret, I just noticed. Oh yeah, it just AI sniped the marauder instantly. Guess we can count it as a win. Decently fast at like 20-ish meters per second. Material usage isn't too high either. That's another thing. How's ammo usage on it? Volume and costs are completely in the limits. Firepower seems pretty good. Yeah, top speed 22. That's a relatively low armor cost for Newbee Rumble actually, looking at it. There. Okay, it
It doesn't look
is.
like it has 36% armor.
You know, it really does. It looks like way more armor. But yeah, I think we can say this one passes relatively safely. And move on to... We did look at the Critfish already. Did we look at the Dagger class? Yeah, we did. It's the one with no superstructure. So, on to the experimental defense test ship Autonomous.
By the way, did you check the new version of my ship?
I did off camera, yes.
Okay.
Okay, this
What
is
the? Yeah, cool.
very interesting. What's this? Okay. If it works, it works. Are those... Yeah, those are cramps poking through there. Is it if one side... Is it a monosider? It looks
Yes.
like it is.
Are those faces or is it just is it just accidentally?
I think that's more accidentally, but...
I don't know, like at the side panel.
I think
Like where the cramps barrels was sticking in.
this right here? I
Yeah.
think that might be accidentally, but maybe it isn't.
Sure, sure.
I think those are holes for the detection.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so we've got two relatively large crans and APS, 400 millimeter, and Limited by cooling, actually, slightly, but not by much.
Oh,
It
terrible.
is still relatively high RPM for being what looks like 8-meter loaders. Also, again, smoke. People are afraid of lasers now. What sort of shell do we have? Frag had 1. Just pure frag. 600 meters per second shell speed, roundabout. Impressive kinetic damage, but it's very low armor piercing value, so it ain't gonna do much. And standard frag angle. The fragments seem like they could do decent damage against weaker armor. A very small and there's the AI. Just back here. How much armor is around it? Alloy, metal, alloy, alloy. Yeah, tons of alloy. And the spaced armor.
Isn't it smarter to like yoink it at the other side?
Probably, but I mean the engine's there already. This looks like it's probably actually pretty much central axis of the ship with the propulsion too.
Is the engine the only heat source on the whole vehicle?
Might be. I mean, outside of obviously friction and APS
Yeah.
barrels.
Oh, right.
Okay, we've got some relatively sizable cram. No EMP on them. 20-second reloads, roundabout. That's impressive. So yeah, not sure with 20-second reload. For 20-second reload and 1300 millimeter guns, they're pretty decent. They've got a lot of packing. Got some detection around here. Loads of compartments. So yeah, redundancy go. No propulsion, no anything regarding repair bots. Oh, here's the ammo. Okay, that's actually risky, I would say. What's this heavy armor for? That's a lot of heavy armor. What is that for? Actually, I can't see anything. It might be protected by it. Is there any reason for this random strip of heavy armor in the belt? Doesn't really seem like it. Okay, yeah, ammo storage definitely allows full usage of all weapons, but it is relatively weakly armored with just metal, alloy poles, alloy, metal, more metal, and the space armor. So if anything does get through here, it'll destroy the APS. Is it ejected even? Don't think it is. It isn't. And do these have any sort of loaders?
Can you just shoot that for science?
I don't know what to shoot it. What, this gun or shoot at it?
Yeah, and like explode the internals.
Right, I'll see what I can use to shoot at it with.
But don't you have like a tool for explosions or something?
Probably, yeah. But I think like AP hits would be more likely in this situation.
Death Ray?
Definitely, yeah, I've got that one right here. But, I mean, that's not really a fair comparison. That ain't gonna be a fair comparison at all.
No, I just want to see what happens and if it explodes. Like,
Okay, we can just detonate it, I guess. Yeah, that's about 11% gone. Oh yeah, and
Well,
Literally this entire thing. The engine is disabled. I think the AI barely survived this time around. Yeah. But the Thrax have the potential to take it out. The Crams definitely took some hits too. It survives. But it's not a nice looking way to survive this.
I would like, if you edit the video, like put a spoiler alert before this section.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's any reason to why we should not allow this. Save for maybe, is anything with volume? Nah, the volume is completely fine too. So it just gets to shoot at some Marauder too. It can now have fun. Oh, it's actually relatively quick. It does, however, seem to have an issue with aiming or something.
What is it? What is the broadside range?
Actually, don't know. Wait, let me check.
Okay.
Maximum distance 5,000 meters, and it's told to sustain at 90 degrees. So it really heavily relies on the enemy coming close. I think the cramps just blew this hole by themselves. It just did it to itself.
Debatable.
I think that was a Marauder cram because it was explosive and those aren't frag crams.
I mean, those are both explosive and frag, if I remember correctly. Kind of. Yeah, they do have an explosion too. Not sure. Maybe it was Marauder. The AVS seems to be struggling with accuracy. Looking at it all just miss all the time. See if the cramps do any better. Yeah, at least one of them did hit. But
Is
then
it the
again,
sorry? Is it
sorry.
delicious 3D Tetris or 2D Tetris? The crunch.
We can check real quick. Looks like 3D. Yeah, it is 3D, I think. Oh, the Marauder's done. Yeah, this looks like 3D. It's not 2D Tetris. So yeah, I guess we can let this one pass as well. Another vehicle for the battles later. On to the Feldspar. One Ion once again doing the complete cost. Using every last material given.
That looks very cool.
Yeah, it does. I think this is just some deck clutter, but using ammo boxes for that actually very interesting. This looks like battery mesh, radiator, and more battery. Sloped bow. It's also something very interesting. This down here too. Oh, it's got some rudders here too for altitude control. Nice looking bridge. And superstructure in general. How's propulsion looking? Got some steam propellers.
This was like a cram heavy build, right?
It looks like cram, yeah. 2000mm crams. I did forget to change the color scheme though, so this is just my fleet colors now. It'll just... I'll change it off camera soon.
Just a reminder of people that don't know. One eye lost to cram, so he like, okay, I'm gonna build a cram focus build.
Ah, the gun barrels actually... Yeah. Look at that, they're actually kind of stabilized like that. Looking at the decos. Interesting. We've got 2000mm cram with APHE frag. Interesting. This one, I think it's all the same turrets, but yeah, it's all the same. So some relatively big cram firepower. Armor cost, once again, relatively low actually. But probably made up for by the crams. Got some small radars up here. Just general clutter, making it look better. I like it. Even a small speedboat. Well, back to checking for internals. What do we have here? We've got... Ah, it's gotta be the spin block that keeps the bow in position. Okay, so we've got the AI here. It only has one AI. Enough processing power. There's the engine. Got some fuel hidden all over the vehicle. Now, where's the ammo at? Must be at the stern then, yet. It's all in one box back here. A relatively big box. How's armor? One layer of heavy armor, alloy wedges, metal beams. Oh, that's already it. Decent protection, not too much. How's armor around the guns? It's only about 2 meters of metal at the metal pole. That ain't much. How's deck armor looking then? It's 1 meter of alloy. That's very risky. If any cram hits that, it might actually just do damage to the gun below already too. Oh, the superstructure is all alloy decal to look like metal. Very easy way of saving weight, I like it. How's the internals looking here? Pretty nice actually. Seems to be kind of walkable too. Empty but walkable. Yeah. Material storage is not much higher than need to be. And web material usage seems completely fine. I didn't see any repair bots. Are there any propellers down here actually? No, nothing. So let's see what happens if we send in the Marauder to enjoy it. Something's wrong with detection, I swear. With the way crams all shoot their first shot weirdly. Let's see if the Marauder does it as well. Once it gets into position. Never mind, I think it might not be shooting that cram anymore. Some quick reload. What is it? That's a lot of packing for 15-second reload guns. Jesus.
What's the gauge?
It's 2000mm cram, I think. Yeah, it is.
Oh, fast.
So those are really, really scary crams. Imagine the alpha they could have had if they were at like 30-second reload. They would have straight up deleted half a ship with that. poor Marauder is getting completely demolished. Yep, there it goes, already done.
Can you go into the behaviors? Which behavior it's using?
Broadside 2.0. And yeah. This is a relatively risky choice, given that maximum range is 900 or 800 meters. So I'm not sure if we're gonna see some DQs happening with this vehicle, but I hope not, because I do like how it looks. So, yeah,
And also zero.
maybe One Ion wants to change that AI behavior to fit the ranges.
Yeah.
We'll see in the first battle this thing gets. But yeah, guess we can let the Feldspar pass too. On to the Frogodile. One of the few vehicles that is way off in terms of cost. Well, way by a whole 2000. Got some spinny cram guns that are all relatively 250 packing, but a 13-second reload. So they do fire relatively quickly, but they kind of lack the damage output. Altitude seems fine. We've got slight issues with the detection. This is mildly infuriating. Oh, we've got some small APS over here too. What's this? 50mm? Probably a CVIS? Yeah, it's got a CVIS controller. Oh no, it doesn't. It's local weapon controller. So actually not a CVIS. It's got some really big propeller blades for propulsion. And I do hope those are, yeah, they are only pitch. Roll. And more roll. Right, that's acceptable, I guess. How's the internals looking on this thing? We have helium pumps, obviously, loads of them. The AI. Once again, a very interesting AI setup. Some big engine for powering the whole thing. Spread out ammo. Very close to the edges on the back. Some more ammo back here. This is the material storage, I assume? Yeah, it is. Then we've got those pure frag guns, I think. Yeah, it's pure frag on all of them. I do like the spinning wheel idea, though. And the derpy face. Is this actually just wood? I have to check. It is actually just wooden poles. Okay. Didn't see any repair bots though, or anything else against the rules, so Marauder time. Let's see how that sustained damage output holds up. It seems to be doing decently against the Marauder at least. But if it gets too close, I'm not sure what happens. Can the crams aim that far to the sides? Apparently they can. Kind of. How's armor? That's another thing I'm very curious. Armor looks to be very thin. What's the armor percentages? 50% almost still.
No.
Right, how thick is that armor? It looks to be 1 meter thick in most places, but lots of compartments. How's around the turret? Some metal in there, but the thickness is still relatively low. Really must rely on not getting shot at, I guess. But the Froggadile does pass. The Trail Tracer. Ah, it's a normal boat. And it follows the laws of gravity again. Can already check for propulsion underneath, but nothing to be seen. It's got some plane catapults on the back, interesting. Again, relatively low cost. And what the hell is that armor cost? That's... How? The state-sponsored assault dinghies, I see. Missiles. Just radar-guided pure explosives. And pretty much the same missiles. How's firepower? It is below APS firepower, okay. So this is 50mm APS. How's the shell looking? It's Sabo. With fins. Good to see what this does. It's got very high AP, and individually they don't do a lot of damage. The accuracy with visible traces and fin stabilizers though. Could be scary if it gets to shoot for a very long amount of time. How's detection looking? Completely fine. It only has that one gun, right? Yeah, it does. Only one of those guns. Belt-fed autoloaders too, so it's pretty much a burst. Interesting choice to have surge protectors if there's no EMP. Well, I guess. This pump is feeling a bit funny. The ammo is protected by heavy armor. A lot of armor around the ammo actually. Pretty solid. Which again opens up the question, how is armor cost that low? Is this the AI? No, it can't be, no. So the AI must be hidden somewhere else. There is an AI somewhere. I'm just blind, I guess. Oh, it is the AI. It just has an inter-vehicle transmitter. That's what I saw. Well, if it works. Some fuel in the bow. Outside of that, not a lot going on with it. There's no reports or anything, so let's just immediately jump to bullying a marauder. The gun certainly goes crazy. It's very fast actually. Similar speeds to my last ship. And it already killed the marauder. Impressive. One of the faster marauder kills without an AI dead. Some issues with roll though. It's kind of diving. Oh yeah, it's got a custom rudder. Those tend to do such things. Yeah, I guess we can just say this one passes as well. Nice boat, fun gun. Wondering how it's performing. This... Okay, who sent me this one? I'm gonna go check real quick. I think it was... LCG, yeah it was. And I think it's also not completely finished yet, so I'm gonna go bug them about that later today. On to the Pugnacious. We have big APS, small APS, nothing on the back. Oh, and a laser. Guess that helps with anti-aircraft firepower. Some lamps, 0Q, shields. What's this? It's just a very protective place for... Yeah, it is. What else do we have here? Some war detection. Let's just see what the gun can do. Got a heavy head. It looks like just Seawiss shell. Sap. Relatively large AP, but well, large kinetic damage, but low AP again. That explosive damage is scary though. And we've got Saberhead too. Probably mixed in a little bit. It's got a bit more AP, lot lower kinetic damage. Wonder what gun that's for. Is there any gun down here? Or in the bow maybe? No, nothing. This right here is a 250mm. Alright, I guess. Fire that thing. Do we have any missiles? Yes, we do. Probably just interceptors though. House volume, completely fine. How are the internals looking? It's got some lamps in the front, shields. How strong are they? 6, that's actually not bad. Those on the side too? No, those are 4s. This is some sort of armor I've never seen before. With those ERA slopes and applique. I mean, guess there's no heat shell that's going to penetrate. It's got some rail draw on the gun. How's this looking? Rail draw seems fine. Absorption. Recoil absorption is slightly too low. Might get some accuracy issues with that. What's this? Random Discord ping? Yes, indeed. A decently sized laser in the back here. And this seems to be the ammo. Heavy armor, metal. And again, lots of ERA. What? I think I've never seen a ship use this much ERA before. Like, actually. Got some ACPs. Okay, this is just to set shields and stuff down to stuffs. Okay. Then there's the AI back here. What do we have? Processing power seems completely fine. Oh, another AI. Probably just for targeting stuff. And a lure box. Behaviors. This one doesn't have a behavior. This one doesn't have a behavior either, so I guess it's going to behave using lure. I am not going to try to understand. Actually, I will. Is it just... This seems to be for missiles, I guess? So not actually movement. But I don't know how to lure, so don't trust me on that. Also, weapon material usage very low actually. Armor percentage is another one. Yeah, it's around average. See what happens if I just spawn a marauder. Maybe it does work. Oh, it does, yeah. Guess I probably just missed whatever is maneuvering this thing. There's a small rangefinder up here, even with a laser one, so I guess smoke's going to be here too. Most likely. Yeah, this just keeps going. Gonna have to check Discord real quick too.
A lot of people going Sabo.
Yeah. Seems like people want to have a lot of AP this time around.
Maybe they expected somebody to actually use helium.
I mean, we've got the Froggodile so far, which is using helium.
Is that the only one?
Not so far, yes, yeah.
Ah, okay.
But it's not going to stay the only one. I mean, with this little demonstration, I guess there's nothing speaking against this vehicle, so yeah, I think we can call it acceptable. Also, what are these? Pitch. Good. Otherwise, I would not have been happy. I sure hope those are pitch too. Yes, they are. Yeah, I guess the Pugnacious passes as well. Next, the Saturator Battle Shit by Jono. It has some large rudders down here. Okay. What the hell is going on back there? Whatever the heck that is. And
Beautiful.
just like the Froggodile, it's got a lot of 1000mm, 250 packing. Is it also a pure frag? Nearly, not quite. I think the reload's a bit faster. Yeah, it's... Jesus. Less than 4 seconds on cram? Okay. That's a choice, I guess.
Yes.
We've got 4 times 6, that's 24 crams. Not bad. Some laser range finding and stuff.
I agree with this madness of a build.
I completely approve of it. I want to see the fight against the Marauder already. Okay, the web material usage is actually impressively low. But okay, let's have a look at the internals real quick before we watch it bully a Marauder. A little bit of steam engine. Small steam. The turrets. Another one going for EMP protection when it's banned. Well, what should I say? I did the same. I assume this is going to be where the AI is? Yes, it is. Got enough processing power. Circle at distance. That's actually a very low distance. Okay. So it wants to get very, very close and just spam those cram shells until it kills whatever is left of the enemy.
I mean, he's taking a very low circle distance, but he has a 45 degrees angle of
Yeah.
attack. It's a bit weird.
It's a very interesting setup. The ammo is... I guess it's far enough away from the AI. The side protection could be more, but it should work. No Reaper bots, and I did allow hydrofoils, so that's fine. Interesting shape on the bow. That's funky. Let's see what happens when we give it something to shoot at. I did activate the propulsion, right? Yeah, I did. It's just already turning to anger.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's a rainbow! We gotta look at this from the perspective of the Marauder. We can't let this one slide. We must experience this bombardment.
This is excellent.
This is like 60-pounder cannons, but funnier. It's just a rain of shells that don't do shit, but together they can do stuff. Pretty much how Smolensk in World of Warships feels. We just look at it go. Even
Can you like change the eye that it has a better angle of attack?
I'll leave that up to Journal if he wants to do that. Oh, it killed the Marauder already. Too bad, I like this. Oh, here come the pings. What's this? Ah. Open chat, alright. Alright, I see, Takir. No problem.
Wait, did you like miss all the talk in the chat?
Maybe. I mean, I only have one monitor though, so...
I mean, if somebody says something, you can look at in the right-hand corner.
Well, kinda have that one disabled too, I guess. I'll just...
Oh, no.
I'll just take my phone for it instead.
Yeah, sure. How many entries do we still have to go?
We've got 5 left and 2 potential entries coming to me too. So I think we can probably leave the last 5 to 7 and do those next week, because it is getting relatively late already. Alternatively, we can also finish the last few and do a short inspection before the first battles next week.
I mean, you can probably do like 2 now.
Yeah, I think so. Another one with 150,000 cost, exactly. The Triton by also Jake.
Helium? Ooh.
It is an airship! Hooray! Kiwi, you're not alone.
Are balloons allowed as buoyancy?
Balloons are allowed, yeah. I mean, they're also kind of buoyancy after all. We have missile firepower, a little bit. Very little armor. I think this is the lowest. And APS. How's... The overall design is looking very nice, I must say. It's built around the gun. Which is 500mm, and from what I've heard, I think it's a burst weapon. What do we have here?
I like burst.
I think this one's using rail draw, yeah it is. Slow shells, rail draw, pure frag. Could do something. And what's this shell? Pretty much the same deal without one of the fuses on the back. The base bleeder is missing. Wonder how
The shell length does trigger me though.
Yeah. Okay, we've got the balloon deployers. Oh, they're also just for getting up into the air, apparently. It doesn't have them active anymore. Any propulsion facing downwards? This propulsion? No, it's just decoration. Got some AI physical connectors. Air intakes. And jet exhaust. So, I guess this is going to be custom jet engines. Pretty quick one. Spinny part. Oh, there is a jet in here too. Oh, it's actually going to work. Nice. Did not expect that. Well, how's internals looking? We've got a small jet for backwards propulsion. Interceptors, I guess? Yeah. Very long interceptors.
I don't think that's for backward propulsion.
This jet right here? I think it is the...
Wait, is it the back?
That's
Oh,
the
sorry,
exhaust, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Smoke. Very important. Okay, we do have rail draw. Ammo stored on the side. With a lot of alloy around it. How's below it? That's only 3 meters of alloy. That can be done. Some missiles here. Just HE though. And then yeah, there's the no clip APS. And is this steam purely decorative? It is. What's the burn rate on it? 0.01, okay, good. It's not a lot at least. And there's the propulsion. Batteries for storing energy, I guess. Yeah, the balloons definitely are for just getting up into the sky a bit quicker. Which they fortunately don't need to do, because I'll spawn airships a bit higher up. To give them a bit of help.
I'm just glad that you recognize it's a burst fire cannon. Because the last time I did like a burst fire cannon, like people scolded me for doing shit that was.
Oh. I mean, yeah, Jake talked about building the thing, so that's how I know.
Ah, okay.
It's held by a turret on this end. I do hope this one block doesn't die, because that's all the firepower gone, basically, in one hit. If this turret ever dies. What else do we have? We've got loads of helium, obviously. The interceptors I already looked at. Some more interceptors back here, medium interceptors. And the AI. Far, far away from the ammo, I think. But since this is frag, and actually I am also curious to see what happens if... Yeah. It leaves a pretty big hole. It did not kill the AI, but it's still a big hole.
I didn't think that's a problem because it's burst fire.
Yeah. You'd hope that's not the case, but how thick is the frontal armor actually? Oh, it has shields in here. Shield strength 10 too. Okay, the barrel is fully hidden in it, but I mean, it could potentially get a very unlucky hit from some heat shell and explode before even firing, but it's unlikely after all. So yeah, let's just see what happens if we set this to bully the Marauder or something. It gets close relatively quickly.
What's the weapon range?
Good question, actually. We'll see, I guess. I think it's relatively close to guarantee the burst hits with those very slow shells.
Okay. Fair. Oh.
Jesus! The rain begins. Yeah, that's a Marauder gone in one burst. Yeah, I like this gun. I like it a lot. Looking forward to battles with this vehicle for sure. And onto the Vanguard. It's got a lot of AIs. Interesting, it's got similar hull shape to what Ivan has submitted. So, yeah, there's that. Wooden superstructure and big crab. 5600 packing, 20-second-ish reload, 2000mm crabs. Lots of frag, bit of HE, and decent amount of hardener. AP frag, pretty much. All of them, yeah, they're all the same size. 3 of those guns. Armor cost is... Could have gone for 420 back here, but we'll let it slide. Total cost is completely fine, volume is as well. And with that, let's go and look at the internals a bit. It is 3D cram Tetris, I do think. Although actually, might not be. Not sure. I think it is 3D though. Some rudders to keep it more balanced out. And here's the ammo. Below waterline and very weak protection. It's 1 meter of metal holding these. Oh, this is just the metal offset straight up, or slope. But it is very low below the waterline, so maybe that saves it from getting hit at all. There is hope in this world. This seems completely fine. Broadside minimum range, everything. Yeah, this seems acceptable for this range setting. Some big propellers and rudders on the back. And some more ammo. With 1 meter of metal protecting it. No propulsion facing upwards. No repair bots, nothing like that, so that's alright. Have a look what happens to the Marauder. Because we don't harm it enough already. Oh, is this a turret without... Oh, I think that's a little bit of an issue. The turret seems to not have any... No, it does not have any restrictions. That can be very dangerous. Oh, one of those shells hit. That one hit as well. Ripping out a massive chunk of the Marauder. And yeah, it's AI dead. With the second shell hit. Nice one. Very, very nice shot indeed. This barrel is just gone. I think that's just because this cram doesn't have firing restrictions and shot itself. So, might wanna fix that, Artisan, but other than that, real nice ship. Right. I think we'll leave the leftover ships for next week. Maybe the last two submissions will finally come in by that time as well. If not, so be it. In that case, we'll just have some battles in that stream already instead. And yeah, I hope we'll have some more people next week. I hope I also don't miss next week's stream again like this day. Yeah. Until then, goodbye.